Hey there, especially all you guys who are coming in after the fact, who are replaying this live Facebook thing. Thanks so much for showing up. I know a lot of folks don't get to be in live events right away, but I really want to acknowledge you for jumping in and come and check this out. So I want to talk today about the gift of being the most unpopular person in the house. Now, if you're a parent, whether you're a dad or a mom, I guarantee you have an experience of being the most unpopular person in the house. It's funny, the being the most unpopular person in the house is something that feels like it happens way regularly right now in our house. And like we're constantly pushing up against the boundaries and the expectations of our kids. And one of the words that came to mind, hey Josh, welcome buddy. Hey Jeff. One of the things that came to mind was an agitator, right? There are mechanical agitators, and then there are agitators in politics, right? And I always think about that as like a political agitator is somebody who's pushing up against what's the status quo, or they're pushing up against what's comfortable or what's known or this is what we always do. And an agitator in something like a washing machine is that thing that forces the clothes back and forth and rattles the dirt out of them and pulls the dirt and pulls the dirt out. I'd like to think parenting is a little bit like being an agitator, right? Like I feel like I should be wearing a Che Guevara t-shirt. And part of our job, right, is teaching our kids about things they don't know. And part of that is taking them and putting them in places, situations, and giving them responsibilities that they've never had before. And I guarantee you most of those are going to be incredibly uncomfortable for them. Because what they don't know, they can't have an experience of, right? Like, let me say that again, because that didn't come out clearly. They can't know until they go. Like, they can't know how amazing camping can be if we don't have them go camping. Now, if you asked your kids if they've never been camping, hey, let's go camping, they're like, no, I want to stay home. There's TV. Why would I go there? And there is going to be a responsibility for us to go, no, we're going to go camping. It's going to be great. And even that whole first time, they may go, like, this wasn't fun. There was bugs, and there was dust, and there was dirt, and there was stuff. Well, yeah, that's true. But we get to give them experiences and hand them responsibilities in life that help them grow as human beings and expand and see things they've never seen before. They can't see outside. They can't see anything that's outside of their own experience. And so everything that they know inside their experience, they just want to keep safe. They just want to can we just leave me alone? I just like this to be a little easier. And part of our job is opening that up. Opening that up by introducing them to new experiences. When my son and I were in Mexico back in October, I made it his responsibility to interact with all the services we did, whether we were going to a store to buy something, or we were at a restaurant, or we were getting in an Uber, and I asked him to speak to everybody. I said, you're going to be the one who is going to be, telling the Uber driver where we're going. You're the one who's going to be ordering food. And, to the one, he's like, I don't know how to speak Spanish. I said, well, I know, but you've been taking it now for about 5 years, and you don't speak it all that often. You never speak it at home, but I know you have it, and I'm here to help, and you're going to do that. And it was very uncomfortable for him, but by the end of it, he was easily going into stores and purchasing things for himself, where he would never have left my side when we first got there. They can't know until they go, and sometimes they can't know until they become adults. There are things that you and I as parents were forced to do when we were kids that there's no way we would have chosen ourselves. But our parents knew. Our parents knew that this was something that was important to them, that they wanted to teach us. And on the back side of it, we're so glad. My mother taught me a sense of adventure. So did my dad. My dad was an off-road motorcycle rider. My mother was a woman who was unafraid to take on anything, and still is. They can't know until they go. It's our job to set up frameworks and structures. And this is everything from take out the trash, cook yourself some eggs, do your dishes, call that teacher to ask for help, call people and talk to them on the phone. It can be as simple as that stuff. If we stand for them and we create structures and invite them to take on new things, we can really empower them to be strong individuals as young adults who can go out and be responsible for themselves. They can not feel lost in the world because they have expanded themselves and they've been invited to go out and try new things. Being an agitator in the house, being the most unpopular person in the house is awesome. We have this, one of the favorite words that my wife gave me was nevertheless. And I said, what's nevertheless? And she goes, oh no, nevertheless is an awesome word. So here's how nevertheless works. Nevertheless works like this, is you tell your kids, oh yeah, we're gonna go shopping at this store, or we're gonna go do this thing. Oh, we're gonna go for a hike. Oh my gosh, it's 28 degrees out. I know, but we've all been in the house all day and we need to get some exercise. I don't wanna go. My favorite show's coming on. Something else is gonna happen. I understand. Nevertheless, we're going for a walk. Go put your clothes on. Go get dressed. We're going outside. Nevertheless, it's a great tool. Very often, what I'll do, this is my personal hack here, feel free to steal. One of my favorite hacks is to walk into a room and give what I know is going to show up as bad news. And when I hear the eye roll, because there's almost that audible eye roll, and the complaint, I'm certainly listening to all of it, but I take away any meaning about it, because there is going to be the predictable upset that there's like, I don't want to. Not because there's a legitimate something that gets in the way of it, although there may be, but because it's outside their comfort zone and they don't want to. But we get to expand them. We get to push them into new situations they wouldn't otherwise choose. And it makes them these much more powerful human beings in the world. We can't do it every day. We can't do it every day. We can't do it all the time, but we do our best. And the value, the rewards you reap from doing the work of expanding your kids and holding them responsible and like supporting them as they move through things, even when they're trying stuff that they've never tried before and you've told them they need to do it, but standing by their side and going, yeah, you're still gonna do this. You're still replacing, you're gonna fix the flat tire on the bike, but I don't know how to. I got it, you're gonna do it, and I'm gonna stand by your side, and I'm gonna help teach you how to do it, but you're gonna do it yourself. Even that is huge, because they learn they're capable of things they never knew they were capable of. If they ever run into that situation again, they'll know what to do. They'll know they have capacity they didn't think they had before. And they will have had an experience of working with you side by side, and you holding them powerful and holding them capable of creating a difference in their own lives and being able to know that they are capable of more than they thought they were. Being the most unpopular person in the house is a gift and it's a responsibility, and it also is a pain in the tail. And my wife and I are constantly having a conversation, and one of the phrases that we've come up with is, we're doing our job really well when our kids are unhappy or frustrated with us. We're doing our job really well. I can't believe you're making me do that. Cool, I totally get that you're having that feeling. Thanks for sharing it. That's my job. That's what I'm doing. That's my responsibility. All that being said, how awesome is that? I just want to share with you guys, being the most unpopular person in the house is critically important, but the benefits are massive because we're laying powerful foundations for our kids. We're creating opportunities for their future that they can't even see. We're turning young adults out into the world who are far more capable than the people around them, and that will open up all kinds of things that we can't even see yet. And there are things that are incredibly important to you that you want to pass on to your kids. Don't give up. Don't give up if they're important to you. I know your kids are going to be frustrated by it. That's okay. That's their job. Their job is to be frustrated by it, and your job is to frustrate them sometimes. But that's what the gift of all of this is. Don't give up. This is exactly where you need to be. This is exactly what you need to be doing. And you're producing some awesome kids that are living in line with your values. Don't give up on those because of the discomfort. And I get it, sometimes it's super uncomfortable. But you're doing a great job. And our job isn't to be liked by our kids. Our kids are going to like us anyways. They're going to love us anyways. But sometimes they're going to be super frustrated with us. And both exist in the same space, right? Like my kids are completely frustrated with me half the time. And they still enjoy, and we still have fun together, and we still do stuff. And I still make them do stuff they don't want to do. And if you are in question about it, take a look. Is this am I operating in line with the kind of adult or young adult that I want to create in the world? Is this that important that I want to hold the line on it? And if it is, hold the line. Don't ring the bell. Hold the line. Tell those kids they got to get it done. No, you can't go out. No, you can't have an iPhone 7. No, there's no more computer time. No, you can't go with those friends. No, there is no weekend away. No, we're not having those snacks. It's okay. That's our job. Our job isn't to be our kid's best friend. It is to hold the line because we know what's possible on the backside that they can't see right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Podcast is coming. Don't forget to run over to heroicfatherhood.com, download the Hero's Guide to Fatherhood, and take a look. Our podcast is going to launch here shortly. And we also have the Heroic Fatherhood group. Go over on Facebook and like that. And I will see you all soon. Thanks so much. This has been Charlie with Heroic Fatherhood, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.